Good evening. It is Tuesday, April 28th, and I'm going to go ahead and read your read natural that you're going to need to read for ELA on Wednesday, April 29th. We are learning about the ancient Chinese and social studies. You'll have this read natural plus a social studies passage that are both talking about the Great Wall of China. So pretty much by the end of the day, you should be experts on reading about the Great Wall of China and why it was important. Okay? So, first, I'm going to go ahead and read the read natural here. And like I've done the last couple times, I think it's good to look at your questions first. Okay? And before I forget, I will try to put this on a Google form on Google Classroom so you can answer the questions there if you would like. You do not have to. You can answer them on the worksheet if you'd rather do that. But I will try to get a Google form on Google Classroom sometime tomorrow as well, if that's something you would rather do. I'm going to go ahead and get started here with your questions. The first question says, what is the main idea of the story? So typically for that question, there's going to be one answer that kind of summarizes the whole passage. And there's going to be two other answers that kind of talk about just a specific detail or even like paragraph that was in the passage. So look for the one that's summarizing the whole passage versus just talking about a little bit here and there. Number two, what is the wall's easternmost point? Okay, so that's probably going to be a specific detail in the passage. So you probably want to look out for that. You probably want to look out for the word east that goes along with the wall when it's talking about it will probably talk about where the wall was built. So you want to look out for that. Okay. The next one is a vocabulary question with context clues. And it says, what does summoned mean in this story? Now, the three answer choices there are actually all definitions for the word summoned. But you have to use the context clues in the story that go along with that word to help you figure out what the best definition is in that instance. Moving on to number 4. What characteristics made the wall formidable? So formidable, look out for that word. Formidable would mean strong. You can't just go around it or through it. It's tough to get by. Okay. 5. Why do tourists come from all over the world to see the Great Wall? So tourists are people that would be from a different place that are coming there just to see that specific thing. So why do people come from all over the world to see the Great Wall? Okay, then 6 is vocabulary again, and you are matching a word with its definition. Okay, so that would really be almost like synonym. Okay, so you have words like plateau, which we already talked about in social studies this year. Subsequent, so that's kind of a tough one. Look out for that word. Usually that could sometimes be like a transitional type word, but look out for that. Summoned, which we already had before. Emperor, we've talked about before. And then spans. Okay, so if something spans something. Okay. Next part also has to deal with vocabulary, and it says fill in each blank with a bold-faced word from the story. So look out for those bold-faced words, and you're going to use some of those bold-faced words to fill in 5 blanks in this paragraph. Okay. So the paragraph says, soon after China became blank, the emperor started a great project. He began connecting existing walls to create huge blank. The wall would protect the Chinese people from invading blank who lived in the north. Building the wall required blank from hundreds of thousands of people. In later centuries, blank emperors ordered workers to make the wall even longer. So look out for your bold vocabulary words that you could put in those blanks that would make sense. Okay? Then number 8, how have the Great Wall and its gates been helpful to China over time? So they built this great huge wall. How has it actually been helpful to the country of China? Okay? And then lastly, you have kind of your where you're looking for evidence of 3 facts. So it says the Great Wall of China is one of the world's most impressive man-made structures. So structure is something you build. Write 3 facts from the story that support this statement. So you're trying to find 3 facts that would support that it is one of the most impressive man-made structures. Okay? So those are some things you want to look for and focus on as you read the passage. So now I'm going to go ahead and read the passage about the Great Wall of China. Here it goes. If you were traveling aboard a low-flying plane in northern China, you would probably notice rivers and highways snaking off toward the horizon. If you looked closely, you might even notice a structure that has fascinated people for centuries, the Great Wall of China. It is one of the longest man-made structures ever built. Amazingly, construction of the Great Wall began over 2,200 years ago. Qi Shi Huang of the Qin dynasty, the first emperor of China, wanted to protect his newly unified empire from invading nomads. So, in the 3rd century BC, he put hundreds of thousands of people to work connecting existing walls to form what would later be called the Great Wall. This long fortification separated the invading nomads of the north from the Chinese people in the south. Subsequent emperors ordered workers to repair and lengthen this formidable barrier. China remained unified behind its Great Wall. The Great Wall is truly a wonder. Most parts of the wall are about 25 feet high and more than 15 feet thick. And this gigantic structure was built with manual labor. Measured from its easternmost point to its westernmost point, the Great Wall spans well over 1,000 miles. If it were in the United States, it would stretch from Texas all the way to Washington, D.C. But the Great Wall of China is not a single wall. It is actually many walls with several branches. The combined length of all the segments is over 3,500 miles. The Great Wall starts on the east coast of China at the Yellow Sea and winds along the edge of the Mongolian Plateau. The wall's main branch runs west to the Gansu province in north-central China. One of the Great Wall's main gates is near Beijing, the capital of China. This gate and others in the wall became trade centers and points of contact with people from the north. For many centuries, watchtowers placed at regular intervals served as lookout points to thwart invasion. If an enemy approached, guards summoned troops by using watchtower beacons. The mobile reserves could quickly run along the top of the wall to fight the invaders. Today, the wall no longer serves the purpose of keeping people out. In fact, the opposite is true. The Great Wall of China attracts tourists from all around the world. Okay, so there is your passage. Look closely at some of those bolded words, look closely at some of those details to try to help you answer those questions to the best that you can. Okay? So this was your Read Natural, the Great Wall of China. And remember, if you would like, you can answer these questions on a Google form that I'll put on Google Classroom. Okay? But you don't have to, but you can. All right? Have a great day.